This series is about a 6-man high school football team from West Texas. It's a small rural community that these kids are from, 656 people in the town. There's one stoplight, one gas station, one restaurant. But on Friday nights, you can find everybody at the high school football field. It's literally a religion on that field on Friday nights.
We're really trying to put the audience in Strawn, Texas. We're trying to put them directly in the center of a huddle at the 50-yard line and to understand these people's lives.
Hey, we gauged your speed already. We've seen better speed last week.
This is a different version of the high school football story that most people are used to. It's a much smaller version, but I would say this is more of a character-driven story. This is more of a coming-of-age story of these young boys who are attempting to leave their own legacy. This is a town that is known as a football town. Over the course of these 4 months that we've followed these kids and lived alongside them, we've really grown to care about them and to care about their journey, and we want them to succeed.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Part of my process as a verite documentary filmmaker is to try to blend in with my subjects and the background of their daily life. In doing that, we try to keep the artifice of filmmaking very small. We keep a small footprint. We try to make the equipment and the gear sort of disappear. And the C300 Mark II size allows us to do that.
I feel like the color science to Canon and the C300 Mark II and Canon products is that it has the most natural feel to it. It gives the audience a sense that they are sitting right next to Coach Lee or JW in the huddle.
Part of our process is to try to keep this as natural as possible. We don't like to introduce lights if we don't have to, and if we do, we try to use practicals. And in doing that, we find ourselves in some pretty dark situations. And so we did have 2 primes that were really fast that we were able to, open them up to 1.4. We had a 50 1.2 that we would use on occasion, and then the 85 that actually has image stabilization. It was fantastic. And when you're shooting interviews as a one-man band, a lot of times, the last thing you want to do is be checking your focus and worrying about your subject falling out of focus. In a situation where I'm filming and I'm also trying to have a very intimate conversation with sometimes a 15, 16-year-old kid, talking about things that maybe they've never talked about to anyone else before, very emotional things. I could just trust that that dual pixel autofocus was locked in on their face and was going to follow them if they leaned forward or back. The thing that I have taken away from this is that community out here and the pacing of these kids' lives allow them to be closer than maybe I found myself in the big city. This whole community is very supportive of these boys, and you witness that on Friday nights.